Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to PHP tutorials. Today is our lecture number 11, and in today's lecture I am going to demonstrate what are functions in PHP. Basically we all have the background of the programming, and if anybody doesn't have the background of the programming, then this is the right place. And in this particular tutorial I am going to teach you from the very scratch how can you create functions in PHP. Basically, let me first tell you what is a function. A function is a routine in which you can write a code. That code you are going to reuse again and again. Okay, let's say you wanted to take the number from the user, so instead of writing the code of input, or you are going to calculate the percentage, or you are going to calculate the grade, so instead of writing separate code for every student, you can write one single piece of code and you can reuse that code again and again every time. So that is the way, or that is the place where functions come into the context. Okay, so it is a place where you can write, or it is a piece of code, or a particular syntax on which you can write a piece of code, so that that code will be reused again and again throughout the software. Okay, there are basically two type of functions. The first type of functions are built-in functions. Built-in functions means there are predefined functions that are given by PHP to you, and you can use that functions to solve your daily routine problems. Okay, so I will demonstrate the built-in functions also, and there is a second type, that is the user-defined functions. So basically user-defined functions are those functions that we create by ourselves for customizing our needs and to fulfill and the requirements of the customer with the help of the functions, and to decrease the code and the amount of code that we are writing inside our PHP scripts. Okay, so let's start and have a look or different type of built-in functions first, and then we'll create in the later classes about the user-defined functions also. Okay, so let's start. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to create is a new page. I'm using Dreamweaver CS6. You can use any version greater than CS6, or you can use CS6 version of the Dreamweaver, then create. Okay, but the problem is I have to create the PHP page first, so let us select the PHP and then select HTML5. Yes, then it's fine. So let us go to the code, and you see here we have some text written. Let me increase the font size. If you wanted to increase the font size in Dreamweaver, you go to preferences and then go to the fonts, and then go to the size and select 20 every particular area you have here. Okay, and also change the font to console as. There is a good font to display. And one more thing, let me go to edit, preferences, and then here you have to also write console as, and let us select here also. So where is that? Here it is. Okay, and then click OK. So now the display, the UI is much better than the previous one. I hope it is eye-catching in front of you people. Now functions. So basically in PHP we have two type of functions, the user-defined functions and the built-in functions. So let me open the PHP markers first, and then close it, and then come inside and apply a comment and write here functions. I have already demonstrated what are the functions. Now let me write the type of functions. I have already demonstrated that also, type of functions. Okay, and then inside type of functions we have built-in functions. Okay, built-in functions, and we have the user-defined functions also. So we'll see first the built-in functions and then the user-defined functions. User-defined. Okay, that's it. User-defined. Now let's demonstrate first the built-in functions. Let us talk about one of the most important functions we have in PHP related to the built-in functions, that are mathematical functions. Okay, these functions are found in every programming language and even in Excel also. These functions gives you basic mathematical calculations, like calculating of the square root, and rounding off the numbers, and finding the power of a particular number, and the conversion of a number, and all the things that are related to the maths, and the calculations are automatically calculated by these functions. So let me demonstrate these functions now. Alright, so the first function I'm going to demonstrate is absolute. Okay, so what is absolute? It is written as this, and with the help of this function you can remove the negative sign from your input. Let's say I have a variable here, number, and I have minus 10. Okay, so that's the value, and for some reason you wanted to remove the negative value. So how can you remove that? You have to simply write here ABS round brackets, and what it is asking you, it is asking you the number, simple, and then put semicolon and put echo before it. So what will happen, the number negative sign will be removed and it will only display the 10 as a result. So let us see what's the result. First save the page with the name index, let's say, and it is my website PHP, and then save it and then run it from the browser. I have already configured the server, so I'm directly running my PHP site here. So that's my PHP site. I have already connected it, and then click save and then check it on the browser. Look, the result is coming 10 instead of negative 10. You are getting only 10. I hope it is clear to everyone. So that's the basic functionality of ABS. Now you might be wondering that why I am telling you this all, what is the benefit of this, why I use this. So let me tell you one thing, necessity is the mother of invention. Okay, necessity is the mother of invention. That means in Urdu, if I say zarurat ijad ki maa hai, there is no medicine invented before the disease come into the world. I hope it is clear to everyone. First the disease come into the world and then we'll create the solution, or you can say it, first the problem generated and then we'll create the solutions. Okay, so this is somewhere the problem arised, so we have created this function in PHP. Now let us see another function that is called the round. So if you have this variable as 5.6 and if you use round method of PHP, and now you have to pass the value, that is num, and then what it is asking you, the precision. So I'm giving here precision to 0, and then don't provide the other parameter, that's optional, and then provide semicolon. Save it and then go to the browser and refresh it. So look, okay, so the precision is 0. If you make it 2 and then save it and then go to the browser and refresh it, look, so the things are changing. Okay, let me remove this precision. If you simply write this round function and do not pass any parameters, then what will happen? Look, the same result. Okay, so it varies from version to version in PHP. Now let's check the other functions. Let me show you the floor function of maths. So what does it ask you? The float value. So let us pass the num. Okay, when we are doing round off, so what will happen? The number is round off to the nearest decimal figure or the round figure. Let's say we have 5.6, and if you use this floor method, and the result will be 5, because the name of the function is floor, and floor function is used to round off to the previous round digit. I hope it is clear to everyone. Though you have 5.9, but the result will be round off to the previous number, not to the next number. The basic round off rule is that when the value is greater than 5, then it will be rounded off to the next number, and when the value of the precision is less than 5, then the value will be rounded off to the previous number. So that's the basic round off rule. But when you use floor, if you provide here 5.9, then instead of going to 6, it will be converted to rounded off at 5. So let me show you how it works. Look, one more thing that I must do here, remove this. Let me first make it this floor and then save it and then come here and then refresh. So look, you have rounded off. Alright guys, let me demonstrate one more time, because I have used one variable, that's why the results are not coming properly. Let me show you the round off once again. The round off function should ask for, let's say, if I pass here a number 3.4 and if I echo it, and then let's see the result of this. Look, okay, so the round off is now perfectly applying, and if I apply here floor now, so floor and 4.9, floor means it will round off to the previous number, though you have entered the 4.9 digit. So look, it is round off to the previous digit, not to the the upcoming digit. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone. The reverse function is the ceiling function. With the help of this ceiling function, you can get the the next value that comes in the row instead of the previous value. But in the case of round off, it should come with the answer 4. But when you use ceiling, it will always pick up the higher value from the particular digits that you have provided. So let's see what's the result. Look, 5. You have given 4.1, but it is returning you 5. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone. Now you can apply the BR tag also, so that the results can be more visible. Now it's fine. So let me write some other functions. Echo and sqrt, the square root. What it is asking you, the number. Let's say I wanted to calculate the square root of 45, or you can use 5 so that you can be easily calculate that, and then refresh. So what's it saying? Okay, I have done some mistake. The mistake is, yes, because that's PHP, so you have to incorporate this inside round double quotes, copy it, and instead of this paste, and instead of this paste, and instead of this. Okay, fine. Now refresh it. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone. And then you have passed the square root of 5. So if you pass here 25, then you will see the result will be 5. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now let's continue. We have further functions also. Echo, let me write first BR tag echo and write here power. And if you wanted to calculate the power of, let's say, 2 raised to the power 5, so you can calculate like this in maths or in PHP via math functions. So let us see. 2 raised to the power 5 is 32. Okay, so these are built-in functions, and look how easily it can be. It simplifies your life, and without having to write multiple lines of code, you are simply using this particular simple short name along with the parameter that you are passing it. Simple. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now let's check the other functions that we have. Right, so we have some more functions. Let me copy BR and then come here and then paste and then paste and then paste. And at this point, let me show you another function, that is the minimum. If I wanted to find the minimum among the values, let's say 3, 4, 6, 1, 0, 5. So the minimum value among these values will be picked up from this array. So save it, and let me show you the maximum together. Copy it and then come here and paste it, and here you can write max. So these are very simple functions, so the maximum number will be picked up. And one more we have, let's say echo, and you can write here no, we have the function that is, let me write here. Right, so you have to write here a function that is known as random. If you wanted to display the random numbers, you can use this function. Okay, so automatically the numbers will be randomly occurred in your on your screen. Okay, so let us verify what's the result. So come here and refresh. Look, every time when you refresh, the number is randomly generated. I hope it is clear to everyone. So based on this, you can do a particular task also. So now this is all about the mathematical functions that we have inside PHP. Now we'll talk about some other functions. Let's say the string functions. Okay, functions that deals with the strings are known as string functions. Alright, so let me write the first function, that is echo. Why I am writing echo? Because I am directly displaying the result. Okay, so that's why. So chr is a function that asks you to provide the ASCII like this. So I hope you know what are ASCII characters basically. And one thing that is left here is this, and save it, and now come here and then refresh it. Look, ASCII stands for, if somebody don't know what are ASCII characters. So American Standard Code for Information Interchange is the abbreviation, and these are the codes that ranges from 0 to 255. Okay, and all the characters, the special characters, numbers, the spaces, the displaying characters and the non-displaying characters, every character is lied in this range. I hope it is clear to everyone. There are other character encodings also, but this is the most common coding scheme that is used by your PCs. Okay, so the 65 is the ASCII code for A, because computer does not understand numbers. Okay, sorry, does not understand symbols. Computer understand numbers. Okay, so there are predefined codes. Let's say when you type or when you hit A on the screen, the computer will convert that A into that ASCII character code, that is 65, and then that 65 will be further divided, or the LCM is taken by the system, and then the computer receives the bits in zeros and ones. Okay, so that's what the case here. So if you wanted to find any ASCII code or any character of that on that particular code, you use this CHR function. So let me show you. Look, B. So respectively you are going further. On 67 you get C, on 68 you get D, and so on. Okay, I hope it is clear to everyone. 32 is the character for space. Okay, so you can verify everything. So that's what the first thing is. And now the next character, the next function that I am going to tell is str to upper. That's the function. So whatever you will pass inside this, it will be changed to uppercase. Save it, remove this, and then check it. I hope it is clear to everyone. So when you wanted to put or convert the data in uppercase, you can use this function. Let me copy this and let me show you one other, and let me write here echo also, and br tag. Okay, so br, and then you have to write here str to lower, so you will get the result in lowercase. So these are the small things that you should know in PHP. So in logic building quizzes and programs, you find these functions very helpful to you. I hope it is clear to everyone. So look, you get the lowercase. And now let me show you, if you wanted to find the length of a particular thing, so how can you find the length? Let me show you in PHP. These all functions are available in other languages also. So str, len, and then the string. Let me write here Ali Raza. So the length will be returned. Okay, do remember the spaces are also countable. Okay, so strlen, the length of the string will be returned. Let us see. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone. Now what do you have? Another thing, paste here and then specify echo. If you wanted to reverse your string, what you can do? You can simply place strrev, so your string will be reversed. So if I write here Ali Raza again and then semicolon and then save, your string will be reversed. Simple. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, so these are some basic functions that deals with the string. Let me show you one other function, echo. Let's first put up the br tag, and now echo strcmp, compare. How computer compares with each other? Okay, let me show you. If I write here A and if I write here another string A, so our mind says that both are same, but in computer these two are the different things. Why these two are the different things? Because the ASCII code of A, capital A, is 65 and the ASCII code of small a is 97. So that's why they are different in computer. Computer do not understand that they both are same, though you can do that with other scenario. Okay, but for the purpose of this particular example, I must tell you that these are not similar. So what this function do? This function will examine that, do the difference between the two alphabets or the two strings, and then finalize that whether this is greater than this or not. If the first input is greater than the second input, then the result is positive. Okay, because when you subtract okay, let's first take this example. If the first input is less than the second input, and when you subtract 65 minus 97, you will get the negative answer. That means the answer is less than 0. Okay, and if the first letter, let's say, is A and the second letter is capital A, then what will happen? 97 minus 65, so it will give you a positive result. That means that the first letter or first symbol is greater than the second symbol. So this is how computer decides. And now how computer decides that both things are equal? When you pass this and this, so the ASCII code of capital A is 65 and 65 minus 65 is equals to 0. So when the result is equal to 0, that means both things are equal. When the result is greater than 0, that means the first thing is greater than the second thing, and when the result is less than 0, that means the first thing is smaller than the second thing. So that's the logic behind how computer check equivalency of two things. So let us see whether they are equal or not, and go to the browser and refresh. Look, the result is 0, and you can use it as in if else, that if the result that is coming from here, copy it, the result that is coming from here, if it is greater than 0, if it is greater than 0, then do what? Do simply echo greater, a simple message, else if, go backward and then copy and then paste, and then if it is equals to 0, then what you can specify? Equals, and right here the message equals, and then the last condition is else, what you can write here? Lesser. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, so based on this you can specify the result. Now let's see. So the result is equals because both are same. So when I change here, let's say this condition from this and this condition also, and then click save and then click and refresh, so look, greater. Okay, alright, so you can check now that the ASCII code of A is 95 and it is greater than 65, so of course the result is greater than, so that's why the result was greater. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now let me remove this all and let's talk about some other functions that we have. Let us talk about some date functions inside PHP. How can you tackle dates in PHP? The first thing that I must show you is the simple function that is getDate. Okay, when you open it, it is asking you the timestamp, just ignore it and then save it and then see what's the result. Refresh. Okay, look, because the date is returning. So guys, you have noticed that the array was and a notice is appearing instead of the date, because this date function returns an array. Okay, so what you can do, you can simply create a variable, let's say date is equals to this. So what will happen, the date will come and store inside this. So what we can do now, we can simply call echo and then date, $date of, and if you specify here month, okay, then see what's the result. Save it and then come here and then refresh. See, okay, this is how you can extract date. So let's go and see the other things also in this array what we have. So echo and $date and square brackets and specify the day and then semicolon and then save and then come here on the browser and then refresh. So look, again the problem is there. What's the problem? Right, so the error was there because there is no day index inside this array. So let me give here mday and then come here and then specify the result here. Okay, look, the day is coming. Okay, and then you have to come here and then specify the so right here wday, that's another variation. So save it. There are many variations you can find here. So refresh. Look, okay, so the things are changing with respect to the index that you are passing. Let me write here and then save and then see what's the change. Okay, and then there are other variations you can find on the direct website of the PHP, official website of the PHP. You can find inside the manual. There are many variations to display date. How can you display date? I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, likewise you can return the hours also. Let me write here hours, save it and then come here and then refresh. Look, it's 24-hour clock. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, so hopefully you have understood how these built-in functions works. Okay, I have opened this for you people, so you can go to this website and you can check everything, every possibility. So I have used these two. Okay, so numeric representation of the day with respect to the month, okay, and numeric representation of the day with respect to the week. That's why the 3 was there and the 5 was there. So you can try every variation inside this array. I hope it is clear to everyone. Alright, so guys, that's all for today. Hopefully you have understood what are functions and how built-in functions are working in PHP. There are a lot of more functions also, so I have tell you a little bit of them. So if you do not understand anything, please do write me. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.